Welcome back to episode 2 of Stranded on Honeymoon Island. And things are already starting to heat up, both literally and emotionally. In this episode, we'll introduce 3 more couples who've just said I do to a total stranger and then get dropped on this deserted island to see if love can survive sand, sweat, and zero personal space. From instant sparks to major red flags, we're breaking down all the awkward moments, power struggles, and early front runners. Are they here for love or just trying to break away from bad habits? I'm Emma.
I'm Moira.
I'm Paige.
And we're what she said. Let's get into it.
All right.
So first couple, we have Jess, who's 38, and she is a relationship coach.
Wales, yes.
From New South Wales, and she's matched with Sam.
So Sam is 31 from New South Wales, and he is a personal trainer.
Sam's also been on a 3.5-month detox from alcohol, no partying, and no sex. Give me one word to describe Sam in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Octopus.
Horny.
Octopus. Octopus.
Because he's very handsy.
Because he's handsy. He's always all over her.
That's one thing that I made note of is that they were very touchy-feely, even at the ceremony.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I think that was that instant attraction straight away.
He did strike me as someone who has been a bigger person and lost a lot of weight.
Oh, really?
Yes, because you know how they're all very focused, or very focused on the end goal. It's like, no, I'm going to cut everything out and this is going to be who I become. You know when someone, like, they lose a lot of weight and then they're just like, they go to the gym and then every post you see is the gym and everything you hear about them is the gym, and they start to just live in activewear and their life just becomes about fitness and all they can talk about is fitness in the gym. That's the type of person he strikes me as.
Mind you, I just thought that it was because he had so much turmoil. Well, there's that. If you've been abstinent for a long time, then yeah, that's exactly why I say he's horny. But I think that it was more of the fact that he has had a lot of personal turmoil and he's needed something to focus his energy on, which is just his being a PT.
I also thought it was interesting that Jess, being the relationship coach, she admitted that she normally just goes after the spark herself. So
Jess also said she is the one that needs to wake up in the morning and make sure that they're still into her and go to sleep of a night time, asking that same question, making sure that they're still in. Yes, yeah. For someone who's a relationship coach, you'd think that she'd be able to take some of her own advice, as in, like,
people never
you don't need that constant reassurance. You need to build that relationship with the person and build that connection of understanding that just because they haven't said I'm so into you in 5 minutes doesn't mean that they're losing interest.
Absolutely. Just before the ski had come for them and they were sitting down on the little swing having a chat, and that's when she said, like, you know, I think he's losing interest. And I was thinking, he's just poured his heart out and said exactly, if she had been listening, exactly what he wanted and what he needed out of this relationship, especially if it was going to work long term. And she's taken from that, he's not interested anymore.
He's not into me.
I think, but especially if they're reflecting on relationships that they've previously had and all that they know, she's grasping at the things that she normally hears. And so as soon as you hear that warning bell, you start to go, shit, that's what this means. So yes, very much so. She's not taking in any of the conversation that he was saying to her. She's picked up on the highlights of what she's used to.
Yeah. I did, however, love her banana phone in the morning.
Oh, I loved that. I love that little skit.
I thought that was great. And I do like that they've had initial chemistry from the start, and that after the esky did come and she saw the video message, she then understood, okay, no, he just needs some time. He's been through some stuff and
Yeah.
okay, I think he still is into me. So I'm glad she came to that conclusion, but it took her a little
Yeah.
while.
Exactly. And look, it's been what, 24, 48 hours. Like
I just find it interesting as someone who's a relationship coach, she does find it difficult to actually listen and absorb the information that's being told to her and
Mm,
to not take the cues, but also then not ask the really obvious questions that if I had just met someone, I would ask. I would be like, okay, we're married, essentially. I'm going to jump in real deep here. What's the most tremendous thing that has happened to you in your life up to this point? And
yeah.
what is the worst, most terrible thing that has happened to you in your life up to this point? You get their
Yeah.
highs, you get their lows, right?
mm,
And how did you manage through that? Who did that affect? Why did that affect? I'm just surprised that the questions, and obviously we don't see that, but I'm surprised that those types of questions maybe haven't been asked, and she's only really come across what's triggering him through the video message that his mum
Yes.
sent. And what a beautiful message from his mum. His mum seems like a fucking legend, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, just I was just interested that that's her. I mean, it would be interview questioning. I would be like, bang, 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 like tell
Yeah.
me everything. I love asking
Yeah.
questions of people. For me, though, I find it interesting when we were being introduced to Sam that he was saying that two massive events in his life happened within the space of about 6 to 8 weeks. One was
Mm,
his last relationship ended, and
Mm,
then not shortly after that, his father passed away. Both very emotional. And then from those events that had happened, he's put himself into a bit of a self-care routine of
yeah.
journaling. He said, I'm not sure if manifesting was one of them. No alcohol, no sex, like going to the gym, looking after his mind and his body. And he said that in his last relationship, he probably partied too much, and that this next relationship, they're going to get the best of him.
Mm,
That kind of annoys me. And it's like, this is what's disappointing for that other person, is that you couldn't be bothered to put the effort in for that person.
yeah.
And yet you're now putting the effort in and thinking, oh, look at me. I'm on the pro. He does come across as someone who's kind of peacocking at the moment. And it's like,
Mm,
as your ex-partner, I would have been like, why couldn't you put that effort in with me? Why couldn't you
yeah.
stop partying with me? Why did it take me to leave you and you
Yeah.
to
yeah.
have this massive, tumultuous event in your life of losing your father to actually bring you to your senses? But then after having that time away, come back to me and go, I was an absolute shit. Like I
Yeah.
was a horrible partner. I didn't consider you. Can we make another go of it? I'm a better person now.
Mm.
Like why? Like why that? Like that just annoys me.
I also noted that it seems like he's love bombing a little bit at the moment. Just showering her in praise and affection, and it's not necessarily a good thing.
But I do find that from people who do go into themselves and become very spiritual about manifestations and all that sort of jazz. They become
Look,
very feely.
my
Yay!
note, my note on Sam actually is, Paige, he is your man. So from the
My man.
journaling and all the rest, I was like, he's your kindred spirit.
Interesting.
That is
Yeah.
very interesting. Give me a good old big hug any day of the week, but I don't think I'm all octopusy. Let's be going with them.
Well, that was those two anyway. So then we met. Emily is 29. She is a Victorian executive who has been single for 7 years. And we met Tom, who is 30, and he is a Canberra business analyst. Now, when they were doing the speed dating, we saw Emily become quite interested in an Irish fella. And my
Uh-huh.
Mm.
notes were, there is absolutely no way that Irish fella is getting on because subtitles cost too much.
Mm.
So I knew he was not going to be on Love Island. But then we met Tom, and I instantly thought, Tom is a douchebag.
Me
Yeah,
too. My
me
gosh.
too.
I
My
did not
gosh.
like Tom from the moment he spoke.
Yeah.
I
Nah.
wake up, we have sex, I have coffee, and I was like, well,
She
you're
liked
fucking...
that though. Like that was her. She
I don't
really
know if
liked
she
that
did or if
response.
she's playing it up.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You
exactly.
think?
I mean, who the fuck has time for that every morning?
Exactly. I
So
mean, I do, but
you don't have kids.
exactly.
No.
I love all these people who are like, oh yeah, that sounds right up me. Yeah, you don't have kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Even just him standing when they were showing the speed daters, like him standing there, he just looks smugged and on himself. And I just was
Yeah.
like, ugh.
Yeah, I don't like him. I thought he
Yeah.
was a douchebag from the
Yeah.
get-go.
No. However, Emily, I found, as before you were saying, why wouldn't you be asking all these questions with Jess and Sam? Emily is asking the hard questions. So I guess at the start, Tom said they were on the platonic boat. He didn't have any spark with her. But I think by day 2 or day 3, he said that he likes Emily. So the fact that they have had that conversation, she's been probing and asking lots of questions, which we'll go into in a second, but that good communication between them has actually opened up a friendship line.
But it's also important to point out that communication goes both ways. So it shouldn't, even though he's not interested, it's only platonic with her at the moment, he still needs to ask her questions as well.
But he's
Which,
not
from what
interested.
I'm seeing,
No.
he's not. He's not
He's
interested.
not gonna ask the questions because he's not interested.
Exactly.
And this is what he
And at a
says is
certain
he would
point in
normally
time,
ghost.
Emily's going to go, do you know what? This is too hard. This is too much hard work. I thought he was pretty to begin with. And now that I'm putting in all of this effort and I'm getting nowhere with him, it's too hard. And then at that stage, he's probably going to go, do you know what? She's really cool. I really like her. And he's already missed her. Someone who is absolutely amazing has flown the nest because it took too long.
He's used to ghosting. So this is his method of,
Yeah.
well, I can't ghost because I'm literally stuck on an island with her. So I just won't show any signs of interest, which means I'm not going to talk about her.
And this is just a perfect example of he probably applied for a whole heap of shows or just put his name down for casting, wanted FBoy Island and got
Honeymoon Island.
But having said that though, I thought if he was just an FBoy, he'd be all down just for hooking up. So they couldn't find the matches the first day that they were there, so they went a night without any fire.
He seems
irony.
He seems very, I wouldn't be taking him camping kind of guy.
Yeah.
No,
I'm not relying on him. I would have to like bolster my Boy Scout brownies kind of knowledge.
Yeah.
He's like, do we have a flint? And,
what's
and
a
she's
flint?
like,
I don't know.
She's like,
and he's like,
what is
I don't
one?
even know what a flint is.
For those people that haven't seen it, the next day they had a little bit of a bet, and the wager was a back massage. And he thought he was going to win, so he was like, "Yeah, I'll take this bet."
Yeah.
It was whoever found the matches first for the fire and who lit the fire would get a massage. So Emily ended up finding the matches first, had the fire going, and he didn't even realize until it was well and truly going, and the water was on the boil. True woman form.
Yep.
Just get it done quietly.
Exactly. And then he turns around and has gone, you're kidding, right?
Yeah.
I came, I saw, I conquered. Now pay up, buddy.
When it came to massage time, he was negotiating down the amount of time that it was that he had to touch her. And when he was actually touching her, he got it was like he was like kind of poking her and prodding her, like the
like
yucky girl germ vibes.
Fakasha kneading.
Yeah.
Like he was not wanting to touch her at all, not interested in her one little bit.
No, she looked really upset about that too.
Yeah, and I think that's when she kind of realized, he's just not keen at all.
I just don't understand the fucking about. Like, why not just go, hold on, why are we negotiating the fact that I've won a massage? If you won the massage, it would have been a 60-minute all over body massage. Now that I've won it, you're negotiating, you want a 5-minute massage. Either you're not interested in this or the thought of you touching me almost repulses you. What the fuck is your problem? Like, Amy, be an Amy.
That's right. I don't know whether he's going to do this or not, but he said, look, in the past, he has, like you said, Moira, before, he normally just cuts and runs or ghosts people, but he can't do that here. So he said that he is going to take this opportunity to kind of work on himself and I guess get rid of some old bad habits.
No, he won't. No, he won't. He just looks like
No.
the absolute douchebag that's saying that for the camera. You know what he's gonna do? You know what he reminds me of the guy from Love Triangle who's gonna go to the couple's cove and try and hook up with somebody else's wife.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Yeah.
exactly the type of person he comes across
Yeah.
as.
Yes, he does not look trustworthy. We don't know though. We've said a
I
lot
can
of
make a judgment.
we've said a lot of harsh things about a lot of people, and most of the time we're true, but we just don't know in this case.
Oh, I can see a douchebag coming a mile away. Anyway, speaking
Yeah.
of people who are not douchebags, Emmanuel and
Mhm.
Danielle, aren't they a cute little couple?
Oh, they are
They
lovely.
are.
Oh, Emmanuel
What?
couldn't remember Danielle.
Exactly.
Not at
Exactly, which is
all.
a bit concerning.
He was even questioning, did I really meet her? Like, did I actually meet her?
Is she the one with the t leg tattoo?
But to be fair, when I was watching their interaction before I even knew that he didn't realize who she was, I was like, oh, so she started talking and he's looking away. And then she's
Mm,
talking and he's just giving like vague answers back. And I'm like,
mm,
it's like reading a story, but just reading the words and not taking in the actual story, like the
yeah.
context of it. He's on autopilot.
Scout in the room.
He did give her eye contact, but it was like he was on autopilot. Like this is
Yeah.
like you're not my first speed date of the night, you're my last. Like, and I'm so
Mm,
fucking
Well,
over it.
not even remembering that he had even met her. So that kind of says a lot, right?
mm.
Emmanuel is 33. He is from the Gold Coast and he is a music producer. Now, Danny is 35 and she is currently living on Magnetic Island in Queensland and she is a career coach. So she
Mm.
made the move from Sydney to Magnetic Island to get away from the hustle and bustle. And from what we hear throughout episode 2, so did Emmanuel. Because
Yeah.
interestingly, before I saw that moment of them together on the beach talking about them both leaving Sydney for a quieter lifestyle, I had made a note to say, I don't know if this is going to last between the two of them because he has quite a busy, fast-paced lifestyle with the career that he has. And she's moved to Magnetic Island to have that chill lifestyle. No bra,
Yeah.
no shoes, really
Yeah.
relaxed, probably no phone reception. And I was like, I don't know how that would work.
I also found it interesting that he said that he wanted to get away from the busyness and the hustle and bustle of Sydney.
Straight into the glitter strip of the Goldie.
Yeah. I
And
didn't get
into
that comment.
and into that lifestyle, like that career that he
Yeah.
has, all in music and
Yeah,
producing.
Yeah.
absolutely.
I just can't see them
Um,
having kids. Like to me, that they're two very different lifestyles. You're moving
Mm,
to somewhere where you can have no brand new shoes, chill out, or you've got the Gold Coast
yeah.
and the music
mm,
lifestyle and all like that's almost like dating a chef, right? They're never
Yeah.
home and they're never home at night, especially.
Yeah.
yeah.
But they're not bringing you home the goods. That's the only difference. Like a chef's got the
Mm.
goods. Oh, yum.
And then after we met the final three couples, something happened. A message in a bottle.
We saw Chad and Georgia. It flicked back to the couples that we had seen in episode 1. And they just
Mm.
look so comfortable together, don't they?
Yes. And they shared their first kiss.
Okay, pop question. Of
Yeah.
all of the guys that we've met now, who would you want to be paired with?
Chad.
Look, do you know what? I have to say, after watching the show, the
You're gonna
first
say Sam?
episode in its entirety, I still think that Mike's
Byron.
pretty nice.
Oh no.
I don't,
Ugh.
I honestly don't think that he's as bad as what you guys think he is.
Did you watch the full episode of episode 2?
I did.
Okay.
Did you
Just
pick it was
for-
Mike before she said it was Mike?
Yeah, I did.
No.
You didn't
You
watch
haven't
the full
seen the whole
episode.
episode.
What did I miss?
Okay.
So Emily knew Mike before she met him at the speed date. Emily, who was paired with douchebag Tom.
Oh, and he was the one that was asking about her undies.
Undies, yes.
Okay, I take that
I
as
knew it
I
was
eat
him
my
before
words.
she even said she was like, oh, I hope. I saw him and I was like, it's Mike. It's Mike.
Yeah.
It's got to be Mike. And then
I knew
his
that
name is
straight
Mike.
away.
And I was like, fucking knew it.
All right, I take it back. I don't like Mike.
But Tom's like, oh, odds are he's probably not going to be there. And right then, the penny dropped. Well, not even, because I already
Who's
knew
the
something was going to
producer?
go on.
Mike's there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Ring, ring, ring. Hello.
Coming
Yes,
in chaos
yes.
and drama, sending it your way.
Yeah.
Banana phone out.
Okay,
Oh,
I
yes.
eat my words, all right.
I'm with you, Em. So is Paige. Anywho, I thought it was really lovely that they seem really comfortable together and they seem to be almost like a married couple.
Yeah.
Really
Like a proper
cute.
honeymoon.
Bree seems to be starting to get out of her own way.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah. Which is nice. And they seem to be getting along too, Bree and Byron. Like the Bay.
Yeah.
Bree like the cheese.
Brie like the cheese.
Making me hungry.
Yeah, and I do think that they're a cute couple, and maybe they'll have a little holiday romance too, but I don't see that going past
I don't either.
the 21 days.
The only ones that I think might go past the 21 days would have to be Georgia and Chad.
But even then, we said that about Dave and Jamie in Maths this season. And then that all went wrong. But that was a lot longer than 21 days.
And can we also just point out that I don't believe that Chad had a fling recently, and he hasn't recently been engaged. He hasn't had anything like that. Whereas Dave was in that headspace.
Yeah.
So I think that he's a lot older and a lot more mature.
Chances are Chad didn't apply for FBoy Island.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Maybe Golden Bachelor? I mean, he's pretty dishy for a 45, 46-year-old.
Well, exactly.
Absolutely.
Those tats.
Yep.
And when he was like, will you put sunscreen on me? I was like, did he just pull his little undies up so his little bum cheeks were hanging out on purpose? Or is that just his undies? Either way, I have to get your cheeks because we don't want them burning.
Right.
No. Look, I have to say,
Community service,
slap.
I'll slap that, all right. Since we're just discussing bodies, nobody's large, but I'm glad that they've got some normal looking people.
Yeah, agreed. Very, like a variety of figures.
Yeah, which is nice for a change.
I definitely think that if I was to ever rock up on Honeymoon Island, stranded with a dreamy man, I'd definitely be wearing some sort of pants underneath that dress, so I could just rip it off and then pull the dress apart and use it as like netting. Then you go fishing, you collect coconuts, all the things.
Amy wanted to use her netting from her dress, her mesh, as mosquito netting, and I thought that was a fantastic idea. It doesn't matter if it didn't drape over the whole bed. Just lay it over the top of you overnight to keep the bugs off.
Do you know what? As long as Amy was covered, that's all that really matters, right?
Yeah. Who cares about Mike? She's probably not wearing the right color undies for him.
Yeah.
Look, I'm really excited for episode 3 when they all go to Couples Cove and they all meet each other and they have a dinner together and like most Endemol Shine get-together parties.
The drama ensues.
The drama ensues. And I'm here for it. I'm happy about it.
I am now completely 100% addicted, and I love doing these podcast episodes.
You're
because
frothing.
it gives me, yeah, I am. I'm frothing for it.
Let me
love
talk shit about them.
And I initially didn't like the drama. Like, Endemol Shine was too much for me at the start. Now I'm loving it. Give me more.
And now you're all you're bloody
Love
neck
it.
deep in drama and you can't get enough.
And that's a wrap on episode 2 of Stranded on Honeymoon Island. We've now officially met all the couples, including Jess and Sam, Emily and Tom, and our final island duo, Danielle and Emmanuel. While some couples are sparking from the get-go, others are still trying to find the matches. As always, this island isn't just about love, it's about survival of the most dramatic kind. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Amazon Music, or watch all of the action over on YouTube. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe, depending on where you're tuning in, because we've got plenty more juicy recaps, hot takes, and tropical chaos coming your way. Until next time, stay hydrated, stay messy, and remember, the island might be romantic, but it's definitely not relaxing. I'm Emma.
I'm Moira.
And I'm Paige.
And we're what she said.
Bye. Right. I have a theory on who I think said that undie comment. And do you know who I think it is?
Tell me.
I reckon
who?
that it's